Hey guys, welcome to my channel, General Hospital News Special. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. I am your friend Donna Gavu. Let's start. We have a copy of the civil case records, and we also had the opportunity to speak with a renowned Los Angeles DUI lawyer today who shared some extremely interesting information with us regarding the law and the particulars of this case. He also revealed to us the most likely motivation for her admission to rehab, which, based on some of the legal defense tactics the lawyer discussed with us, is probably not so that she could clean herself up. We're going to share with you the specifics of the lawsuit the man she reportedly struck while high on wine and marijuana edibles filed. We'll read you the highlights of Haley's case now. Then we'll discuss why she's in rehab and why managing the criminal charges depends so greatly on it. She also has civil allegations pending against her, and they're a really big deal. Let me tell you, after speaking with this attorney, I was astounded by the potential punishment she could receive and the reasons behind her current actions. Courtney Welder is the name of the person she hit. I'm reading from his recently filed legal lawsuit in La County. The general accusations were as follows. On April 29, 2023, at approximately 1:20 a.m., defendant Haley Pullos drove while high on marijuana and intoxicated with alcohol. She struck and fled the scene of the accident before striking plaintiff Courtney Welder head-on. Please note that this is not an opinion. I'm paraphrasing the accusations verbatim from the court papers. Plaintiff Courtney Welder was moving at a speed of around 60 miles per hour in the number 4 lane on the westbound State Route 134 Ventura motorway. At the same time, defendant Pullos drove her car aggressively and dangerously the wrong way up Colorado Boulevard's off-ramp and onto the eastbound motorway. I'm going to stop what I'm reading to tell you about this. The initial reports from TMZ and other sources said that this man was struck head-on by her automobile after it crossed the concrete median. The information in the original reports is different from that in the case, which appears to originate from police reports, according to an article in another LA newspaper. According to the new information, she allegedly hit a parked automobile before continuing to drive recklessly and erratically as she fled the scene. Then, at 1:20 a.m., she entered the motorway, exited and drove directly into oncoming, fast-moving traffic. Everyone was likely traveling at top speed at 1:20 a.m. because there was probably not much traffic, and that's when she struck this man. So this wasn't a situation where her car hit anything and she slammed into him. It's alarming that she entered the motorway going the wrong direction. The lawsuit then claims that after she entered the motorway, she nearly collided with the vehicle of Gerald Legaspi, and he is listed as a witness. And this person, according to the doctors, swerved out of her way just in time. The plaintiff was following Mr. Legaspi and was unable to stop in time when he noticed headlights approaching. He was struck head-on by Haley Pullos, who sustained serious and long-lasting injuries. The driver of the second vehicle, who is being referred to as the witness, stopped, dialed 911, and remained there until California Highway Patrol arrived. We're going to show you a photo of the collision and tell you that the person she hit was transferred to Huntington Hospital in critical condition and put under anesthesia for emergency surgery. How awful it is obvious. This man was seriously hurt. Then it continues. Defendant Haley Pullos intentionally and purposefully drank alcohol well past the point of intoxication prior to the collision, which is why she drove so carelessly and dangerously. She was also under the influence of marijuana. Then she climbed into the driver's seat. Additionally, she consumed marijuana edibles that the police discovered in her car along with empty beer bottles after the collision. Although there were alcohol bottles in the car, it wasn't mentioned in the first TMZ article that they were all empty. It doesn't take much tequila to get you lit, you know. So if there are numerous bottles, they were usually modest ones. So it reads, she then continued to drive in the wrong direction up a motorway, off-ramp, and onto SR 134, which led to the collision. That's terrible enough, but following the crash, things get even worse. According to the lawsuit, because to the substantial damage from the incident, Haley Pullos had to be taken from the driver's seat of her vehicle by fire department officials. She was loaded into the ambulance's back. We had heard that she had to be extricated using jaws of life. Listen to this now. Police reported that while the defendant was beating the firefighter and yelling, "This is a $400 ******ing shirt," while she attempted to inspect the firefighter's injuries. For treatment, she was taken to Huntington Hospital. In an effort to learn more about the crash, the police followed her ambulance to the hospital. Due to her altered state of mind, the defendant was unable to recall any specifics. Police observed objective signs and symptoms of intoxication. It continues. As a result, the defendant was arrested for felony DUI. She became hostile and started shoving medical staff, so they drugged her. Okay, so that's what she's accused of, and that sort of aligns with the criminal accusations she's up against. Drunk driving is the second leading cause of fatal car crashes in the U.S., the lawsuit continues. The driver she struck claims in her case that Haley Pullos' conduct was despicable and malicious and warrants an award of punitive damage. The case then explains why the man deserves punitive damages. Punitive damages are for pain and suffering, in case you didn't know. He has the right to file a claim for the value of the totaled car that she hit. He could also file a lawsuit for his medical expenses, including those related to any form of physical treatment, medications, and other expenses. Pain and suffering, however, are considered punitive damages, meant to penalize the offender who started the problem. Another name for them is non-economic damages. Let me tell you, today was a lesson on California DUI law. In essence, the lawsuit claims that she knew that driving while intoxicated was prohibited, and that having a collision was very likely. It was also very conceivable that someone else would suffer serious physical harm or even pass away. She knew everything, according to the lawsuit, and even knowing that, she still did it. We all have that after all. That makes sense. In spite of everything, the court documents state, she made the intentional choice to drink alcohol well beyond the point of intoxication, knowing she would have to get behind the wheel later that evening. With this, the case continues. Haley Pullos struck a parked car before the crash and then escaped the scene of the crime. And this is the interesting part. According to what they are stating, she was aware that if she kept driving, she would further endanger others and would likely cause another collision. It's crucial to note that she struck a parked automobile before deciding to keep going after the initial collision. Haley Pullos' hit-and-run collision did not deter her from further endangering the public, the article continues. Instead, she continued to drive in the wrong direction up the motorway off-ramp, endangering both the plaintiff and the safety of others. Furthermore, it states that it was all but certain that she would cause an accident by driving up a motorway off-ramp the wrong way. It further states that such behavior is irresponsible, malicious, and unlawful. This behavior goes well beyond what is acceptable. In this litigation, they are not hedging their bets. They continue by discussing her behavior towards emergency personnel. The statement in this paragraph is that Haley Pullos acted maliciously and without any regard for the safety of others, as evidenced by her rage when she was pulled from her vehicle by first responders. In front of witnesses, she attacked the officers and yelled obscenities at those who were attempting to rescue her. Haley Pullos assaulted a firefighter while furious and screaming at him to keep his hands off her $400 *****ing shirt. She recently engaged in reckless, purposeful, and vile behavior that resulted in 2 accidents, one of which left the victims with serious, life-threatening injuries. Despite this, she cared more about her expensive apparel than the safety and welfare of the victims. They really established the scene for you with their language, don't they? Haley Pullos continued to fight medical staff and was forced to be sedated, they say, referring to her abhorrent behavior. In addition to driving while intoxicated, Haley Pullos was also drinking while behind the wheel, as shown by the edible wrappers and empty alcohol bottles in her car. Images taken at the scene show the 2 automobiles torn apart. Therefore, it is claimed in this civil lawsuit that she did not simply get drunk and get into the car. They assert that she was driving while actively consuming alcohol and those snacks. The packaging and everything else were there because of this. They are saying that, exactly. So she is accused of a number of things. Her DUI charge is a felony. The accident occurred on April 29th, and she stated the following 2 weeks later. Let's now discuss her rehabilitation. Keep in mind that Haley Pullos did not leave right away. She didn't check herself into rehab until after the news of her arrest spread. Until this made news, that is. And I want to share with you something crucial regarding the rehabilitation. You might be surprised to learn this, as it genuinely astonished me. According to California DUI legislation, the judge can reduce the length of her prison term by crediting the time she spends in rehab, whether it's 6 months, a year, or however long she stays there. This information is all from the DUI attorney Baileys, by the way, and refers to the nunc pro tunc theory that the judge may use. I'll explain how that Latin phrase, which means now for then, applies. She is currently in therapy and spending her days in this opulent spa-like environment. Then, when this criminal accusation is heard in court, she will receive whatever punishment, let's say a 6-month sentence. The judge can then grant nunc pro tunc, which means that the 6 months she spent in rehab will count as time served in prison. The General Hospital actress is currently receiving treatment at a high-end Malibu rehab facility, and the time she spends there, $2,600 a week, can take the place of jail time. As a result, counseling and other measures are also necessary, and they are all crucial. Take a look at some of these images. She is in the residential rehab and detox facility in Malibu. You are not automatically an addict if you have a DUI. Let's make that clear. You can drive while intoxicated, do something stupid, and cause harm to another person without being an alcoholic. It may simply have been a night of poor choices. This does not automatically imply that you are an addict. An illness, addiction is. A DUI may come from this illness or simply from being foolish and out of control. Therefore, just because she is in treatment does not entail that she has a problem with alcohol. According to our conversation with the DUI lawyer, he advised rehab as the thing he'd counsel her to do if she were his client, since it might assist prevent additional jail time. Think about the LA County Jail. You're eating bad food while wearing the orange jumpsuit in a cell with other people. And it's even worse if it's a state prison. She is currently spending time at a high-end Malibu rehab facility that can take the place of a jail sentence. Additionally, you can examine some images of the lovely suites, the Malibu Hills view of the Pacific Ocean, and the opulent lodgings. According to their website, they offer top-notch amenities like fluffy towels and blankets in your room to live, including Apple TV and movies, as well as a gourmet chef. That sounds good, doesn't it? It's like a Hilton that can take the place of a prison sentence. What are your thoughts about that? What's astonishing is that your time spent at an opulent spa-like institution might reduce the amount of time you must serve in prison for a felony DUI. We appreciate Michael Bialy's knowledge and experience. The DUI lawyer further mentioned that if she were his client, he would place her in treatment for at least a year. Thus, she is not employed. General Hospital has already temporarily recast her part. She currently has little earning potential, and if she stays in rehab to avoid going to jail, she won't be earning any money. Therefore, the damages the automobile accident victim is seeking to pay for his medical bills, damaged car, and pain and suffering may never be paid. This is why even if the court grants this man everything he is asking for, according to attorney Baileys, he may never see a penny of it if she is unable to pay, since she will no longer be employable. Will she be fired by General Hospital is still an open topic. Well, after speaking with this DUI attorney and hearing him describe how rehab can serve as a substitute for jail time, I would completely anticipate that she will spend at least 6 months in rehab. And because of that, she will be unable to work on GH for a considerable amount of time, which may necessitate her termination. And what message does that convey if they don't fire her? They might face criticism from groups like MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, for failing to punish her for the ominous series of actions that caused a serious injury to an innocent guy. Fans appear to have a lot of sympathy for her victim, but they also frequently demand that she be replaced as punishment. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel General Hospital Up to Tell News. Stay with us.